Hey there, I got something for you. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh, now wasn't that nice? Wasn't that a good use of the first 15 seconds, YouTube? So I sort of wanted to create another YouTube video here. It's half devlog, half general update of what I've been up to for the past 8 months. Because I just noticed it's been that long since I posted a video. Now, this might come off as a little disjointed, a little schizo-posty, a little Azerbaijanis are going to take over Hyperborea type beat. But here's the deal. I received a divine communication from either God or some sort of outer realm deity that I needed to create this weird purgatory-esque devlog to give you guys an update of where I'm at, where things are going to go, and what you can expect from this channel in the future. Let's just get it right out of the way. I have given up on crypticism. For those of you just tuning into this video, that was a project that I have made a couple of devlogs for. Actually, literally only 2. The original concept for it was essentially a multiplayer game where you hunt cryptids in the forest. And I started it without knowing anything about game dev whatsoever. Now the Rubicon for that game was when I was showing off the level that I had made to my friends, and you start in a sort of central cabin location, and then you can walk to all these points of interest in the forest. And I start walking from the cabin to the points of interest, and it takes so long that the in-game day-night cycle triggers a sunset, and then it's dark before I even reach the map. And one of my friends goes, "Dude, how big is this map?" And I do some quick maths, and I figure out that it was 16 kilometers squared. So, yeah, I kind of died from that point. But from its corpse was born an actual game that I actually released. You may have seen the trailer already. It's called Ergosphere. It's a short little game where you play as essentially the steward of the space station that's orbiting a black hole. It's half parts atmospheric horror game, half my attempt at recreating something like Voices of the Void. It's very Among Us core. A lot of tasks that you complete while horrible things happen in the background. Now, I learned a few things from this game, which was kind of the intention. The number one thing is that playtesting early and often, and giving people updates of where I'm at, is very important. I actually learned that in Crypticism, when I made the 16 kilometer squared map, and it was only really pointed out to me how ridiculous that was when I had another sane human being look at it. I don't know if this is just me, but there's some amount of tunnel vision that you get when you're creating something, and if you don't have another person there to look at it and tell you that it's shit, you'll just keep tunnel visioning into it forever. So long story short, that game is out. It's free. You can play it on both itch.io or Steam, whichever you prefer. Many of you probably prefer Steam, as most normies look at itch.io and assume that I'm going to install a cryptojacker on their computer. So check it out on Steam. Now, the reason that I referred to this devlog as sort of purgatorial, or as a sort of interstice between actual devlogs, is because I'm working on a new game. I don't really have a good name for this game yet. I came up with Oniroclast, but then every single one of my playtesters was like, "One Eroclast?" So again, there is great value in having other people look at your work, but the basic concept is essentially wave survival movement shooter. I'm doing this for a couple reasons. Mainly because I thought about a bunch of games that I enjoy, and the first thing that came to mind were basically all games where the entire point of the gameplay is murder. Well, I guess it's not murder if they're monsters. Killing, slaying, doing God's work? I'm not sure. And these are games like Helldivers, Doom, Call of Duty Zombies. The core gameplay loop of all of these games is just, there are things trying to kill you, you need to kill them first. And I've been working on this for about a month so far. And I'm getting some of the core mechanics worked on. That being the dynamically generated upgrades, various quality tiers for weapons, the wave system, stuff like that. But I think the footage really speaks for itself, so I'm going to put some of that up here, and maybe I'll have a little bit more to say at the end. Expect some more updates on this in the future. I'm trying to get better at recording these, but they're going to be pretty much like this from now on. Short, sparsely edited, and just generally pretty disjointed. I am done writing scripts for videos, and I am done looking at YouTube for 300,000 memes that I can throw in the video to try to keep viewer retention, because it doesn't work anyway. So these are kind of just for me. If you also enjoy them, then that's just a beautiful little plus. But long story short, if it's one thing that trying to make games by myself has taught me, it's time allocation. You are really confronted with your own limitations when you're trying to create something like this by yourself. And I simply do not have enough time to be spending a week editing and creating a devlog for relatively minor changes. So they're all going to look something like this. If that's what you're into, stick around and maybe I'll post some more. If it's not,